I'm Stefanie Newell, writing coach and developmental editor. I'm here today to answer your writing questions. This is Writing Support. This first question comes from Say Out Loud on Reddit. Does daily practice mean that we have to write every day without taking breaks on weekends? Writing is about consistency, so daily practice does not mean literally that you need to write every single day. As a matter of fact, I often tell my clients, because many of them are very busy and aren't able to write every day, that it's more important that you write consistently on a weekly basis than it is to write on a daily basis. That momentum will help you to eventually get to the finished version of your book. And speaking of rhythm, even with good habits, every writer runs into this next issue, and this question comes from Quora. How do professional writers deal with writer's block? Is it a common issue for them? So yes, absolutely. As a professional writer, I've been writing for over 20 years, and I still deal with writer's block from time to time. And how I deal with writer's block is either I'll walk away from my manuscript altogether and give myself some space between myself and my writing, or I'll work on smaller writing goals. So even if I'm not able to write in that moment, I'll try to push through and do a little bit of writing to kind of stimulate the creativity in me. But once you push through and actually finish pages, a new problem shows up, and this question comes from Reddit. Is it normal to be bored reading my own manuscript? So yes, absolutely. After you've reread your manuscript 10 plus times, the freshness is gone, so you are going to get bored of reading your manuscript. That signals two things. Number one, either you need to step away from your manuscript and give yourself some space like I talked about earlier, and it could also mean that you're ready for an edit. So you need someone else to look at your manuscript and give you feedback on it. And along with feeling bored, writers also start worrying about another big question, and this question also comes from Reddit. Woodben17 asks, at what point is a book too long? So it's important to remember that length is relative to genre. So the first thing you'll want to do is research to determine what the typical word count is for the genre that you're writing. Once you do that, you want to go back and look at your manuscript, and if anything feels repetitive or it drags, it's likely too long and needs to be edited. Now, it's important to remember, when you're editing, you're not necessarily cutting the brilliance. What you're doing is editing those parts that don't serve the reader. Which brings us to the topic that I get asked constantly these days, and this question comes from Reddit. More Talk 1637 asks, a question about the use of AI as an editor for my book. AI tools can help with grammar, suggestions, and brainstorming, but what it can't replace is human connection. So it's important to remember that editing isn't just about fixing words. Editing is also about structure, your audience, and your connection to your audience, along with emotion. And that's something that AI can't do right now. So if you're going to use AI, I recommend using it as a tool, but rely on your editor for that human expert touch. And naturally, if people want to know if AI can edit books, they also want to know, can AI write books? So this next question also comes from Reddit. CJ Scholes asks, are people really publishing books written by AI? If so, who the heck is buying them? So yes, AI written books absolutely exist, but most don't succeed because they lack authenticity. So it's important to remember that readers connect with lived experience, and more than that, they want to connect with your unique perspective, and AI can't replicate that. As a developmental editor for 17 years, I can tell within paragraphs whether or not a piece of writing has been done by AI, and that goes far past M-dashes and all of the other things people tell you to look out for. So the real advantage is using AI as a tool and not as a ghostwriter, and that's what's going to keep readers coming back. Speaking of getting people to come back, this question also comes from Reddit. GPrimeMR asks, what is the #1 tip that you can provide for someone wanting to write a nonfiction book? So my #1 tip for nonfiction writers is to know your target audience. So many first-time authors will say, my book is for everyone, and I absolutely understand why this comment is made, but the truth is that there's no book that's written for everyone. So what you want to do instead is to determine who will gain the most value from your book. And once you make that determination, every bit of writing you're going to do is going to be with that person in mind. And that will keep people coming back to your book. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want you to check out my next video in this series where I answer your top questions as it relates to self-publishing.